and I know a decent amount of you on here also believe this as well, is that Harry and Meghan used the services of a surrogate. And I understand why people somewhat believe that, but I will tell you right now that's probably almost completely impossible to pull off. The reason is that when it comes to surrogacy in the UK, you actually cannot pay a surrogate to do this in terms of having just a lump sum payment to do it. You can pay for their medical expenses, perhaps travel expenses, clothing, those sorts of things, but you cannot pay them an additional lump sum on top of that to carry your child for you. There's nothing as paid surrogacy in the UK, which means it's entirely voluntary, which means that there's a very limited scope of people to pull from. You have the fact that when a birth happens and a surrogate gives birth, that surrogate is the parent of the child. And the father can be whoever donated the sperm, but the parent, the mother of the child, is the woman who gave birth to that child. It's entirely possible that if Harry and Meghan used the surrogate, their surrogate could have given birth and then stopped and went, okay, so when are you going to give me more money? Or something like that. Not, obviously she couldn't technically do that, but she could stand around there and basically claim to be the mother of that child. And there's nothing in the legal system that Harry and Meghan could use to leverage the parental rights of their child, basically. It would be an incredibly complicated situation. And the same thing would be true if the woman gave birth in the UK. Even if they brought a surrogate, let's say, over from the United States, because that's where you can pay for surrogacy. They brought her to the United States, she gave birth, that woman would still be the mother of the child. So there's all sorts of technical issues why the surrogacy could not happen. However, the rumor has persisted, and that's because Harry and Meghan, in addition to, I think, manipulating how Meghan looked during her pregnancy, and I think that was Meghan's narcissism at play, is that they lied to people about when Meghan gave birth. And because of that, there's been all sorts of conspiracy theories wondering why. She didn't tell us her medical team. She didn't tell us where she gave birth for a long time. Stupid decisions that resulted in conclusions I'm sure Archie and Lily will resent at some point in their lives. And the sad thing is they only had their parents to blame. But what I think is the hypocrisy here is not that this rumor persists, but that Harry has contributed to this rumor surrounding to his children because Meghan Markle wanted to play games with the media, which will probably perpetuate the own hurt he experienced in his life over the James Hewitt allegations. Harry is repeating history, basically, because he allowed his wife to play games. The reason I think actually Meghan did give birth to both of her kids, and this is just a very simple observation, is that she gained a lot of weight and she really, really struggled to lose it. She was still overweight from her initial weight, which was quite tiny, for a good 6 months. And if we can all agree that Meghan Markle is a narcissist, there's no way a narcissist like Meghan Markle would be happy being as overweight as she was, as long as she was after her pregnancies. When she went to Wimbledon with Catherine and Pippa, I was shocked at how big she looked. I don't think the outfit helped matters at all. I think it emphasized it. But she looked really, really big. So that was just 2 months after she had given birth to Archie, so not too long. But when you look at how quickly Catherine bounced back, I'm sure that really grated on Meghan. And Meghan, obviously, she was an older woman when she had kids, so I think she just really, really struggled to lose the weight. And I'm sure sitting next to very skinny Catherine, who's had 3 children, and Pippa at that point, who had probably had at least 2 of her children, now has a 3rd and still has a washboard flat stomach. Those girls have amazing genetics, and I think they're both just very, very active and work out quite a lot. I'm sure Meghan was just incredibly, incredibly envious of their post-baby figures, because it's something Meghan really struggled with. There's no shame in that. I'm just giving you guys a basic observation. And I think because Meghan Markle is such a narcissist, she would not gain a bunch of weight just to be unable to lose it in order to sell a pregnancy. Twice. Not just once, but twice. Because she was still quite big, I thought, in September after she had given birth to Lilibet. It took her, I think, even longer to lose the weight with Lilibet. She looks still quite puffy and quite big in New York City. I cannot shame anybody. I'm just making an observation. I feel like I look terrible right now. So no shame there at all.